morning, Flosstube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Daphne, and today we are going to look at my progress from February. Today is March the 9th of 2025. First, I would just like to say thank you for sticking out the last few months. I was going to do January recap, and I had to fly back to New Hampshire unexpectedly. So that put a damper on that, and then it's just been crazy. So we're finally here to do the February recap. This is just projects I worked in February. A couple of them you will see that were worked in January, but it's just going from the February stats. So first we have in this back here, this is Christmas Village. I want to say Donna Gelsinger, but I could be wrong. No, it's not Donna Gelsinger, sorry. Was a free chart from Heaven and Earth Designs. It is no longer available. I will insert a picture of what it looks like. And this is what I have. This was a Christmas Day start in 24. So here is where it is. I did work on it, but I had missing floss. So I got the missing floss and I pulled it back out in February to get some of those holes filled in. And this went from 1,775 stitches at the beginning of February, which was 0.73%, and it is currently at 2,751 for 1.13%, and this is the top right corner because that's where I had the majority of the colors. And this is 28 count, 1/1 full cross with the called for DMCs. And I didn't have a Christmas project, so didn't have one, so I had to start one. That's my thought. And up next is this Cricut Collection Winter. This was one of my Wibco calls for February. But I think I had started it before then. I could be wrong. I don't exactly remember when I started it, but I know I had to work on it in February for Wibco for 5 days. And I had to order more petite treasure braid because I was running out. And this is on Robin's Egg 36 count linen by Millennial Fabrics. And the really pretty blue, which I thought would work really well. And this is where it currently is. I just have to finish the sled, do the E and the R and the sleigh. So the snowman, you can't see it on camera, I don't think, but the snowman is sparkly. There's snowflakes are sparkly. I thought I was gonna be able to get it done in the 5 days, but that didn't happen. So here is winter. Whoops, there you go. The next time, who knows when it will get pulled again, or if I just decide to work on it one day during the time. And up next here, this is the Harvest Cornucopia. This was at 6,147, which was 1.52%, and it is now currently at 6,731 for 1.67%. And this is 28 count. Double check my paper here. Yeah, 28 count. 1/1 full cross with the called for DMCs. And this is where we are. I just worked filling in this diagonal here. I need to get some colors. I don't have those colors, but that's where we are. On Harvest Cornucopia. Up next here we got, this is One to Rule Them All by Tilton Crafts. And this was, I think this was my New Year, New Start this year, but it could be wrong. This is 32 count 1/1 full cross with the called for DMCs. And this is where it currently is. And when I started February, it was 1,829 stitches for 2.27%, and it is now at 2,467 stitches for a total of 3.06%. A lot of black, but there is some other colors starting to come in, and it's not going to be very big on the 32 count. My plan with this one is to do the diagonal, the full length of the project this time, to see how that goes. And I'm not parking on this one either. There. And then this one here is Eskimo Kisses. This was one of the pulls, I believe, for February for my WIPCO. And BDXXL Stitch, I believe, is the designer. It's Mrs. Claus and Mr. Claus and Santa Claus doing the Eskimo Kisses with their noses. This is their Sal for 2025. And I started in the middle. I believe this is 32 count. Again, 1/1 full cross, called for DMCs. And I worked in the middle. And then I started in the middle because that's where I had the colors. So we are at 2,332 stitches for a total percentage of 2.76%. So here is there's a lot of whites and grays, but we're starting to get into the colors of Mrs. Claus and Mr. and Santa Claus, and this is beard, and we're getting there. We will see. I would like to pull it out again, but we will see what happens. And what next? So here is the Hay 2025 Sal. I am doing Nature's King. So this one, the progress you will see will be from the start of the year to current, but I started February at 8,277 stitches, which is 28.73% of the first installment, and ended February with 14,451 stitches. I wrote the same percentage. So I don't remember what the percentage was where I finished February at. And this is part of March progress as well. So this is the, excuse me, the left side. This is page 3. I still have a little bit left in the width to go for page 4. Excuse me. So there is the Hey Sal. And the way that I'm working this one is a little different. I am working it row by row, but if in parking, but if there is a stitch directly under where I just stitched, I would stitch it, but if there's nothing there that above the stitch, I won't stitch it. So just working left to right, and then once I get back to center, I go back to the left and keep going. Just because it's such a light, so many light colors. Even with doing it this way, I've still made several mistakes within this pattern. But you can't tell where the mistakes are, and it just works this way for me. 28 count 1/1 full cross called for DMCs. And the last piece that I have worked on is the Game of Thrones. Getting really close. Once I finish this diagonal, I think I'll probably end up moving the frame because I won't be able to get close to that diagonal. Game of Thrones started the month of February with 30,639 stitches, which was 66.26%, and we ended February with 302,369 stitches for a total of 66.64%. So almost a full percent, but not quite in February. This didn't get worked on in the beginning of February until I came back, because of our unexpected trip. My father and I was the end of January. No, it was actually the very, very beginning of February. Maybe we left the end of January, I can't remember, but I know we were gone at the very, very beginning of February. So there's that, and this is also part March progress as well. This diagonal is part of March's progress. And that is all for my whips that I have worked on for February. There are others that I have worked on in February, and one of them, this actually was the very end of February that I finished this one. This is Hoop There It Is by Heartstring Samplery. They did it monochromatic with one color, and I chose to add colors into it. I was originally going to do just this color here as everything, except for the chairs and the hoop. There it is. But I ran out, so I had to change. That is why there is only one pair of scissors in that pink variegated, and the others are in the browny purple variegated. And the bobbins, let me bring it closer to you. The bobbins are actually white stitched, and then I long stitches over the bobbins. So that one is one that can come off the list. It didn't take me maybe 2 days to finish that because I didn't work much on it the first day, but the second day I just really pushed on it. And up next is the newest unboxings that I'd just put out, which is the snail mail from the Black Needle Society. Comes in this package with the snail on it. And I will show you what was in the package in case you didn't watch that video. And you get, this was our bonus this month for the first time. I don't think there will be bonuses every time. So we got the snail mail snail himself. And then the pattern for the month was bundled up. And you gave us the snail vinyl sticker and then a little letter. And then I go print and digital, so this is the code to use for the digital. And then here is the floss card that comes with it, and you get the floss and the pattern every month. And I just used a piece of 28 count lilac Zweigart. I did over 2, and I am proud to say that my first snail is complete. Just finished him last night. So he is a finish for March. But I think I started him in February. I'd have to look in my book, but he's still cute. And then my plan is to turn him into a stand-up. But we will see. I'm gonna watch a few more videos on doing 3D stand-up like that I want to do. And I believe that is it. Let me just double check that I didn't do anything else. Not much got written down for February. Let's see. The only one that I can't show is Pandemic. It's under a pile of stuff at the moment. Let me just see. Make sure. Winter. Oh, Hoop, I did it for 3 days before I finished it. So that is it for February, but let's go and take a look at the at my Whipco board so you guys can see that, because I know I haven't shown that to you guys this year. So here is my Whipco board. Let me turn this off because it's starting to shine into everything. So here is the Whipco board that I did this year. This year it's a little different. This year it's just categories. Like up here is a kit. I've got BNS, Black Needle Society. The center square is the gift stitching square. I've got seasonals, spring, summer, fall, winter. So the ones that are squared out are the ones that I did not touch, which I didn't do my kit for January, or the hummingbird sal for January. Maybe I got a few days of it, but not all 5. So for March, the numbers were 9 and 24, so it was other and spring. So when I spun my wheel, it spun Schoolhouse Rocks and Hummingbird Sal. So Schoolhouse Rocks is, I think I've got 1 more day for that one, and for the spring Hummingbird Sal, I've got 5 days for that. So I do hope to get, what was the kit for January? Winter Chores. That one will be no problem to get out at some point. I like to do them in the month, but I just didn't. Oh, I know why. I didn't do them in January because January I was doing Bringo with Magazine Monthly Challenge. That's why they didn't get done in January. But with that, you know, it's a short one after being gone so long, but I didn't want to bring all the projects from January and February in, because like I said, there was a lot for Bringo. Bringo's board. I can show you. This was Bringo's board. So each one of these numbers corresponded with a project. And it was 100 stitches each time it was called. Some of these were on twice or more. Yeah, I started winter on January when I was doing the Bringo. So that's when that one got started. But with that, I hope everybody has a great day and a great rest of March, and I will see everybody at the end of March or the beginning of April. Have a great day, everyone.